Good evening. So, thank you for joining me this evening. As you can tell by the title of the call, there is something I wanted to just briefly discuss this evening, which is, of course, what I believe to be, or certainly what we believe to be, a better way. And with that, what we mean is a better way to work, a better way in business, and a better way to create the future that you want. So, how that's possible is through an industry called network marketing. So this is an industry that I knew absolutely nothing about a few years ago, until I was introduced to the industry and to a particular company around 3 years ago now, almost 3 years to the day in fact. And it was certainly not something that I was looking for at the time. It was certainly something that I didn't imagine myself being involved with or a part of. I never dreamt as a youngster of growing up to becoming a network marketing professional, but to be honest, it was because I knew nothing about it. Now that my knowledge and the education I've had on the industry over the last few years, this is an industry that I'm privileged and proud to be a part of, and I'm grateful that I was introduced to it, introduced to this industry, introduced to this company. So, how I started, I was invited to hear about a business opportunity by a friend of mine. I was always open-minded. First of all, I would always listen, so there was no question of going to meet for a drink and a coffee to hear about a potential way of earning another income. So I went along, heard about this company, heard about the industry, and it made absolute sense. It sounded really good. Not for me initially. I didn't see myself doing it. I thought, yep, sounds good. I'm going to mention that to my partner, and it could be something for her to do, without a doubt. But I was too busy, and I was probably a little bit cocky in a way, in the fact that I had my career set out with my job. I was and am still working full time as an estate agent, due to become a partner in a company very soon. So I had my kind of career almost mapped out, and I knew where I was going, and I knew that I was going to be in line to earn what many people would consider to be a nice income. So I probably felt I was too busy as well. When I heard about this, I thought, there's just no way. I work so hard. I'm probably the busiest person in the world, working 10-hour days, 11-hour days, sometimes a little bit longer. I don't have a lunch break. There's no way I can fit a business into my life. And I want to do other things as well. So I initially then thought, right, perfect, get my partner involved, and I was kind of looking at this business from an outsider's view, as something for her. So I was looking at it all, weighing it all up, attending a couple more meetings, and really just educating myself on the company, on the industry. The more I did that, the more it just made absolute sense, and I started to realise that this is 100% something that I could do, and 100% something that I wanted to do, because of what it could bring in the future. So pretty much from there, we both jumped in, we got involved straight away. As I say, almost 3 years to the day. I'm still working full time, and I love what I do. I love the job, and that is something that I do want to continue with. This business is going to help me get into a position where I won't necessarily need to continue working, but I don't see any problem, and I don't see any reason not to have multiple sources of income, multiple successful businesses, and that's personally for me, the route that I'm going to continue to go down by growing this business, by growing my other businesses as well. But yeah, it was certainly something that I didn't see myself being able to fit in, so I managed to find the time. But what attracted me initially to this opportunity and the company was purely money. I was very much money motivated. Initially, it was all about, wow, look at the type of income that you can earn. And there was some, really, really high figures being thrown around that you could potentially earn in this business. Now, a lot of people can be put off by that. To me, I was just like, wow, right, how do I do that? Show me the way to earn that kind of income. And I believed it. Some people think, wow, it's potentially too good to be true. I saw it and I was thought, right, show me the way to find that. Now, not everybody is like that, and that's absolutely fine. Some people want to be able to build an income to earn an extra few £100s, or potentially a couple of £1,000, and that is absolutely fine. And everyone has a different vision, a different goal initially. With this industry, with this opportunity, this company, you can literally create whatever it is that you want to create. So straight away, it was the money side for me. I saw it as a vehicle, so I saw this opportunity as a way of afforded me the chance to do other things that I wanted to do. So I've always been keen to get into property, into developing property. I've managed to build up a small portfolio of buy-to-let properties, and I want to continue doing that, and I want to continue to get into the developing side as well. So I very much saw this straight away as I guess a means to an end, almost a means to building an income, so that I could then use the funds from this business to put into property and to put into other things. It was also a vehicle to, create choices and create freedom in life. Work, the general work that most of us do, where we kind of, we start at 9 o'clock in the morning if you're lucky, you finish at 5 if you're lucky, and that's it. You get paid for that time that you're in there, and when your work stops, your pay stops. You're not at home and getting paid, you're not earning any income. I saw this very much as a way of building up another source of residual income, where I was doing the work, and then I'm getting paid over and over and over again from it. And that's the reason I also went into property, and particularly buy-to-let, because I recognise that you can, you purchase a property and you get a rental income on that every month, and that is, all you've done is purchase a property, you've done some work perhaps onto it, and you're getting paid every month over and over. Now the downside with that is that, of course, there's a heavy outlay initially to getting these properties involved. You're talking thousands of pounds to even be able to get a mortgage, which then you owe another serious sum of money on. So this business was attractive because I could see that you can create a very similar and higher form of residual income with a much, much lower actual initial outlay. I've spent, almost hundreds, thousands of pounds on property, and you get a few £100 a month in. Now, with this business, with this industry, you can get an income that is in the thousands, in the tens of thousands on a monthly basis. So, yeah, it was incredible, and that is, residual income is certainly something that if you're not familiar with, you should look into, and it's simply the best form of income. So, what attracted me to network marketing? Well, again, it was the money, but I also recognised that this was a flexible business. This was something that I could fit into what I thought was a very busy life. I could find time just to really work this business and to focus on it around my full-time job, around my other commitments, and the rewards were there. I recognised that it was an online business. Now, I'm a huge believer in online businesses. I think they actually might be here to stay. So the way this system, this business worked, being online, attracted me straight away. Network marketing is described as the business of the 21st century, and the reason being is because of technology. The fact that we can do Facebook Live, and I've got a few people on, which is good, so thank you for joining. We've got people in other countries. It's my mum, of course. But the fact that people from all over the world can join in, you can connect with people globally from your laptop, from your iPad, from your mobile phone, just means the power of this business, the power of creating networks globally, is phenomenal, and it's easy to do. We can connect with different countries, we can connect with people in different parts of the UK easily. We do a lot of online conference calls and so on now, and it's so easy now. So the online, part of it really, really attracted me. The business model, it is such a sleek, smart business model. It's an incredible way of working. It's an incredible way of doing business. You fit this in around the time that you've got available, the time that you create. You make use of the technology, and you really do get out of this business what you put into it. So ultimately, it comes down to you. As part of network marketing, and particularly the company that I'm involved with, it is my own business. They have a very smart system that we simply just follow, but it is my own business, and I am responsible for running the business how I choose to run it. I don't need to really worry about it because that system is there, and it's just a case of following that. So, talking again about the income, recognising that you can create that residual form of income with it, 40 years of earnings into the space of 5 years. When I started this, I very much looked at it as a 5-year plan. This was something that I was going to build up over certainly 5 years and continue on as a plan B, something that I would build in the background that would help to give me those choices and to give me the income that I wanted to do the other ventures and so on that I wanted to do. So you can absolutely do that. Now, does it take work? Of course it does. You know, this is a business. This is a serious multi-million-pound global business. It takes effort, it takes commitment, and it takes work. But is it worth it? Absolutely. You know, I probably spend, I'd say, 10 to 15 hours a week on my business at the moment. Around my full-time job, I've got a family, a little girl now who's 7 months, who keeps us on our toes. You know, and she's one of the biggest reasons why we continue to do this business, because of what we can create for us and for her in the future. But I've managed to find the time, because I certainly, when this was introduced to me, didn't think I had that time. I was working 11-hour days easily, and there was no way I could fit it in. But when I actually took a step back and worked out how I spent my time, yes, I worked 11-hour days, but then I came home and put the telly on and watched the telly for 2-3 hours. So I thought straight away, let's turn the telly off for, you know, a few years if I have to, and fit and work a business into that 2-3 hours a night. And I can do that, and I can grow something that will give me all the time and all the freedom in the future, if that's what I desire. What has it done so far? It's allowed us to travel. We've been to some incredible places through our company. We go to Las Vegas every year for our global conference, which is incredible. We're heading there again in April, and there's going to be 20,000 people in the MGM Grand Arena, which is just incredible. It's absolutely mind-blowing. There's no way to describe it other than actually physically being there and seeing what happens. We've been on a Caribbean cruise, which was paid for by the company. Now, unfortunately, that was actually, well, not unfortunately, it was my partner Kelly who earned that cruise. So at the time, I got to go as her guest, but it was incredible, looked after so well, and the fact that, you know, the company put on incentive trips as that was, you know, on such a scale like that and look after you like that, it's something that you don't see in a normal job and in an everyday job. And it was absolutely mind-blowing. And to think that, you know, these incentives are set every year, and they are there to help you grow your own business, to help you grow your own income, and then you get rewarded with a Caribbean cruise. There's consultants, the people in the company have just come back from the Atlantis in the Bahamas recently again. So, you know, it's so rewarding. Kelly, my partner, she's been able to give up full-time employment. She can now run her business whilst looking after our daughter, which is incredible. You know, she doesn't have to go to work at 9 o'clock in the morning. We don't have to put our daughter in nursery. We can, you know, we can decide, you know, how we want to do that. We can be present and see her grow up, which is so powerful. And I think it's something that a lot of people are now looking for, to be able to look after your family, look after your children, but also you are building a business. You know, you're not just a full-time parent, which is hard enough work as it is. You know, I've massive credit to anybody that stays at home looking after children all day long, because it is a seriously difficult job. But, you know, this business then allows that extra something else to do, and something to keep your mind going, and to keep you involved and keep you going, building an income whilst looking after your family and being present, but really getting to choose when you do it, when you fit your business in. Your priority is your family. You spend your time with your family, and then you can fit your business in and continue to grow that. We've met some incredible people through the company that have become great friends, and we really get to work with positive, motivated people who, you know, they're driven and they want more in life, and it's an incredible environment to be around. And I've not seen anything like it, you know, with the network marketing industry and the people that are involved generally, and particularly in the company that we are with. Everybody wants everyone else to do very well, which is great. We want to see success on a huge scale for everybody involved in the company, which is great. And again, it's something that we're not really used to in jobs and in other businesses. It's very much a cutthroat way of working generally. The personal development that we've had, network marketing can sometimes be described as a personal development company disguised as network marketing, because there's so much learning and so much growing that you get to do. You know, growing your skill set, growing in confidence, being able to do things that you never thought you'd do, like doing a Facebook Live, like standing up in front of a room full of people and speaking, which is, you know, things like that I've done that at the time, you know, scared me, and 3 years ago I would have never imagined myself doing it. But the fact that I've done some of these things now is incredible, and I would happily do it again and do them on a larger scale. So if there's anybody sort of listening thinking, you know, I've just not got the confidence, and I just couldn't speak, and I wouldn't want to speak to anybody, and I can't do this, and I couldn't. And I'm still learning. I've got a lot to learn, but by plugging in, by learning, by being around the people that we spend time with, you get to grow, and you will start to kind of be push your comfort zone and do some of the things that you didn't believe you would ever actually be capable of, and it will help you massively. So if you are sat there thinking, I just can't, it's just not for me because I haven't got this and I can't do that, then my advice is to not kind of overthink that, and just get the kind of the support that's around, and allow it to naturally boost you up, because it 100% will. I also looked at a number of different businesses at the time when we were introduced to network marketing, because I always wanted to do other things. So when I was introduced to this, I was kind of looking at certain other things, traditional businesses. Now with a traditional business, you tend to outlay thousands of pounds initially if you're looking at a franchise, or if you're looking at setting up any kind of retail or shop. The premises alone are going to cost you a serious amount of money. Then you've got to pay for staff and so on and so on. So the outlay is huge, and that was again something that attracted me to network marketing. The outlay initially is so small in comparison. If you've got a mobile phone, a laptop, or an iPad, you are pretty much ready to go. Depending on the company that you're looking at, or the company that you get involved with, and how they get you started, it doesn't cost, in the grand scheme of setting up a potentially multi-million-pound business, it doesn't cost a lot of money to get yourself going. And it's absolutely worth it, and it's worth committing to that. In jobs, most people have let's say they have a full-time job. How this is different is, you will have probably your 10-hour day, your 9 to 5, where you go in at the same time, you finish at the same time, and you have the same lunch and the same routine, and you have holidays, but you have a limited number of holidays, and you have to ask when you can have a holiday. And with this network marketing, you actually can build a business and build a lifestyle on your own terms. You can decide when you want to work, you can decide who you want to work with, how you want to work. If you want to go and travel, you can build a business while you're traveling, you can work from home, you can work with your family. The choices are endless, and again, that comes down to the power of technology. But the fact that you can build something where you become your own boss, and sometimes that can be the hardest part, because you are your own boss, so that means you've got to push yourself to go out and do the work. It's so powerful with what you can actually create. So all I would do is I would certainly encourage people. I mean, the company that I'm involved with and that we're involved with, I certainly believe is going to be the #1 network marketing company in the world within the next 10 years. The growth that we're having at the moment is incredible. We are expanding globally into different countries, which is very exciting. About to launch into another country in a couple of days. I believe that we have the best products out there, the best compensation plan, and I've looked at many. So I am just so grateful for being a part of the company. But this isn't really about that. This is more about network marketing itself. Now, whether you are involved with another network marketing company, if you're looking at other network marketing companies, then I would say absolutely do it, because it is the best business decision that I have made so far. It is something that can create absolutely anything you want to create, as long as you are prepared to put the work in and the effort and commit to it, as I said before. So if you're looking at it, don't overthink it. It's a simple business. It's a pretty simple industry. It's just a case of following a system, plugging in and doing the work with that commitment. If anybody is looking to get involved, and you have any questions and you want to know any more about the industry itself, about my experience or our experience, you want to know a little bit more about our company, then of course feel free to message us on our page, and we'll happily have a chat, or certainly message you back. But I believe 100% that network marketing is something that if you haven't heard of now, you will be hearing a lot more about it in the next few years. It is giving people everything and more that they are looking for, financially, lifestyle-wise, freedom-wise, to have the choices, to build this business around the family and so on. So it's something that should 100% be taken seriously. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm hoping to keep it brief, and I've ran on to about 20 minutes now. So thank you for joining me. Feel free to thumbs up and like and whatever it is that you can do on here. And yeah, as I say, of course, send any questions, message me if there is anything that you would like to discuss. And yeah, really just see this as an incredible business opportunity, but also an opportunity to do so much. I was very much attracted to the money initially. Now, the most rewarding bit about this business and this industry for me now is that I get to give back and I get to help other people. So yes, I get rewarded for helping people, but I get rewarded for making other people successful. And that is something that is an incredibly rewarding feeling to have, and is actually is worth more than the money. So we now help people to build a business. We help people to build an income, to follow their dreams, their aspirations, to spend more time with the family, to get out of the job that they don't like, to build an additional income, whatever it is that they're looking to do, whether that is just earning a few £100 or a few £1,000 or tens of thousands of pounds, then that can be done. So it's a great way of working where you are helping people, you want other people to be successful, and everybody else wants you to be successful as well. And yeah, the money and the lifestyle that you can create, but by helping other people is a very rewarding part of what we do. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to talk about tonight. Thank you for joining us. Keep an eye on our page, because we will be posting some more Facebook lives. Thank you very much, Gareth Vernon, who is joining us all the way from New Zealand. So hi Gaz, thanks for joining. Yeah, so as I say, feel free to send us any messages. Keep an eye on the page. We will be posting some more videos. Our aim with our page is really just to educate people. It's to show people that we do 100% believe that network marketing is a better way, and it's also really showing how we managed to create and build this business around our life, which is working full time for myself, is having a young daughter, and how it is possible to do that. Everybody has a lot of things going on in their lives, and there is absolutely a way to build a business like this if you're prepared to do it, and if you're prepared to look at what you're currently doing and just make some small changes, to get yourself going. It does take work, it does take effort, but as I said before, is it worth it? Absolutely worth it. I am very excited by the next few years and the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years because of what we are creating with this business, which will also allow me to continue to be successful in the other businesses that I'm involved with, which is great. I might be in a position where I don't have to go to work at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, one day soon. But as far as I'm concerned, I enjoy what I do, I have a passion for it, and I want to continue doing that. But this is something that, building up in the background as a plan B, is just giving me choices, giving us choices, and that's a great thing to have, is to have those choices and that potential freedom in your life. So yeah, certainly something to consider if you are looking at opportunities. Network marketing will be huge. It already is huge. I mean, the industry itself is worth just under $200 billion globally, so massive industry. Really growing in the UK, particularly at the moment, and across many countries. So you will be hearing a lot more about it. So yeah, thank you for joining me. I will stop talking now, and I hope to see you all soon. See you again.